into being, which is the father of the Greek mythology, and that's where you get the origin of the word Jesus. It comes from Zeus. J, which is Jupiter, in Rome, which is Zeus, and Zeus, which in Greek is Jupiter. They took the both words and put it together, the J, which is no J in the Hebrew language, and Zeus, or Zeus, and you get the word Jesus, or Jesus. Now Zeus, that's why I never say the word Jesus, just say Christ. Because it's not even a Hebrew word, it's a Greek word. Zeus, before Zeus ruled, the Titans ruled. And the Titans were the gods of the universe. Zeus comes into being in so many words and burns up the Titans in a long war.
Listen.
And then take the dust from the Titans and make man out of the dust. So in the first of this book, they say that in actuality, in Titan 1, they say we need to go beyond the Olympian pantheon to the gods who they overthrew, which were their parents. So we are the parents of the ruling entities in heaven. But even in your Bible, it says this hell and this heaven will pass away. If everybody's trying to get to heaven, why is it the Bible tells you that the heaven gonna pass away? The hell you trying to get to a damn place and ain't gonna be there when you get there? They say that the kingdom is going to be on earth. And we are the ones that's supposed to establish the kingdom.
Right now.
No. But, okay. But I just want to say this one last part.
Are we almost done? Listen.
I want to say this one last part.
Listen.
So Zeus overthrows the Titans, and the Titans are turned, and when he overthrows them, he burns them up, and the dust from the Titans was used to create man. And we are the dust from the Titans.
That's the Greek mythology.
That's the Greek mythology.
Okay. Now, in trying to deal...
we're going to stop right there. Peace and love to the family. I welcome you all to come and join. Welcome to the Cosmic Christ University, the home of the esoteric and metaphysical knowledge. That was my teacher, some of y'all teacher. To be actually honest with you, all of our teachers, some of you out there be like, hey, my teacher, but it's cool. Brother Bobby Hemmett. Brother Bobby Hemmett. I want you to listen very close to those words that he just said, because I'm about to go in on this book. This is chapter 2. You see the title. Actually, you see the title before I do. I don't care if you're a Christian, Islamic, it doesn't matter what religion you are. You would be pretty silly in 2024, listen closely, it would be pretty naive, listener, to think that planet Earth is nothing else than planet Earth. You would be pretty naive to think that there were not beings that came from outside of this planetary system that assisted us years, millennials ago, and today. If you're a Christian, if you disagree with what I'm saying, then you must understand that they talk about the fallen angels in your Bible. The Elohim created man, it says in your Bible. And for those who really know, the Elohim is plural. More than one. It is pretty sad that we are in 2024 and people, whether it's ancient aliens, and shout out to ancient aliens if you guys are watching, I love your show. I understand what you guys got to do. But it's pretty sad that we are still, and when I mean we, the masses are still being baby spooned certain things, because obviously when it comes to the masses, whether you hate it or not, hate it or love it, with everything, whether it's education, whether it's your spiritual belief, your religious belief, your how you are governed by the government, they baby rock you. They baby rock you with entertainment, with sports, whether you hate it or love it. They baby rock you and they keep you comfortable. So in conversations like the Anunnaki, chaos, quantum physics, spiritual realms, archetypes, Christ. When these come, it disturbs the regular formation of your everyday life. And that's what we do in the Cosmic Christ University, because we have no time to keep being on automation and being in the Truman Show. Even Jim Carrey woke up from the Truman Show, or the Jim Carrey Show, whatever you want to call it. Welcome to the Cosmic Christ University. This is the home of the esoteric and metaphysical knowledge. If you have watched Chapter 1, stay tuned for this awesome Chapter 2. I'm not going to waste no time. I'm going to go right in. Remember everything that Brother Bobby Hemmett said. Thank you to all of my elders who ever taught us anything about our spirituality. This is one of the reasons I do this for. I'm going right in. I'm going in. These, we believe, were the battles of the gods, quote, end quote, and the titans of the Greek tales. No one has yet found the meaning of the titans, but if the tales had a Sumerian origin, and if so, did these gods named the titans in Sumerian would have literally meant those who in heaven live. Now, I'm going to slow all that down and bring it back once again. These, we believe, were the battle of the gods and the titans of the Greek tales. No one has yet found the meaning of, I quote, titans, end quote. But if the tales had a Sumerian origin, and if so, did these guys named then Titan in Sumerian would have literally meant, and I quote, those who in heaven lived, end quote. Precisely the designation of the Igi, which is spelled Igigi, led by Kumarbi, Kumarbi, and their adversaries were the Anunnaki, who are on Earth. So here we have Brother Zachariah Stitchin saying that the Titans, if I'm reading this correctly, adversaries were the Anunnaki. Go ahead, YouTube, hit me with the Anunnaki mark on my presentation video, so you can give the people your interpretation of what the Anunnaki were. I'm going to read that one more time. These, we believe, were the battle of the gods and the titans of the Greek tales. No one has yet found the meaning of the titans, seems Bobby Hemmett has, but if the tales had a Sumerian origin, and if so, did these guys named the titans in Sumerian would have literally meant those who in heaven lived. Precisely the destination of the Igi, and that's Igigi, led by Kumarbi, Kumarbi, and their adversaries were the Anunnaki who are on Earth. Let's keep on reading. This is going to be one of those presentations. We're going to be learning more about racism, race on this video. We're going to be learning that our planet time actually been altered by these Anunnakis. What? Minister, we're not even in 10 minutes. What are you talking about? These Anunnaki, we talk about race on this planet. We talk about the white man, the black man, and everything in between. We ask questions about why the white man seems the black man to be so monstrous, why the black people and the brown people are so tormented and have been so tormented since the beginning of times. What is the origins of this? Would it sound so crazy to say that this had galactic origins? Would it be so crazy to say that racism started beyond this planet? Well, listen up. You might have an answer for that. Once again, welcome to the Cosmic Christ University. I am ordained metaphysical minister. This is the home of esoteric and metaphysical knowledge. Wow, let's go. Sumerian texts indeed record an olden life and death battle between a grandson of Anu. If you guys are hit with an Anunnaki talk, this is nothing new to you. If you're not, you're going to have to do some research after this presentation. Sumerian texts indeed record an olden life and death battle between a grandson of Anu and a demon, quote, end quote, of a different clan. Could he be talking about the Titans? The tale is known as the myth of Zu. Zu is spelled Z-U. The tale is known as T-A-L-E, T-A-L-E, the tale. The tale is known as the myth of Zu, Z-U. Its hero is Nin-Uta. Nin-Uta. N-I-N-U-R-T-A. It says that is Enlil's son by his half-sister, Sud, or Sud, by spelled S-U-D. So I'm going to bring it all back. And thank y'all for your patience. Sumerian texts indeed record an olden life, O-L-D-E-N, an olden life and death battle between a grandson of Anu and a demon. See, that's what they call this primordial being, which was a Titan, which Bobby Hemmett said that we were the Titans. So the Anunnaki, from the sound of it, were beefing with us back in the day. Its hero is Nin-Uta, and it's spelled N-I-N-U-R-T-A. And if I'm screwing that up, it is what it is. That is Enlil's son by his half-sister, spelled S-U-D. Let's keep going. It could well have been the original tale from which the Hindu and Hittite, H-I-T-T-I-E tales were borrowed. Let's keep going. The setting for the events described in the Sumerian text is the time that had followed Anu's visit to Earth, under the overall command of Enlil. The Anunnaki have settled to their task in the Abzu, A-B-Z-U, and Mesopotamian. The ores are mined and transported, then smelted and refined from a busy spaceport in Sippar, S-I-P-P-A-R, shuttlecraft. Let me stop there. So here we are in Zachariah Stitch's book. He's talking about the days before the flood, Noah's flood. And here we are talking about spaceships. Here we are talking about the Anunnaki, Enki, and Lil. And now we're talking about spaceships. Family, if you look at the Old Testament story, you have to realize that when Noah, and you're going to hear some more new breaking information, breaking news about Noah. Noah and them damn animals wasn't the only ones on that ship. That ship wasn't no Christopher Columbus boat. Hell, Christopher Columbus boat wasn't a boat. It was a spaceship. But anyway, Noah wasn't the only one. And this book tells you Noah wasn't the only one on that boat as far as humans. Let's keep on going, because it's going to be a part 3. Let's bring it back. Where we at? The setting for the events described in the Sumerian text is the time that had followed Anu's visit to Earth. Under the overall command of Enlil, the Anunnaki have settled to their task in Abzu and in Mesopotamia. The ores, or O-R-E-S, are mined and transported, then smelted and refined. Remember when we talk about Anunnaki, they talk about how they came down here and they were mining for gold. If you guys are hip with the Anunnaki story, they had actual Anunnaki at first mining the golds. And as you will hear from here later on, or if you get the book, you see that the original Anunnaki were like, man, look, this work is too much. We out, man. What are we from another planet where we were living good. Now we down here mining gold. And they rebelled against that. And they told Enlil, I do believe. But we're going to read on that later on. Some of you already know the story. So then they made this whole nother being to do their work, because they were like, man, this is too much. We came from this different planet. I understand we need gold. We're mining for resources, but this is just too much. Boss man, you're going to have to get some you're going to have to figure something out. royal family. Y'all got to figure this out. That's what happened. So let's keep on reading. I'll read that one more time. The setting for the events described in the Sumerian text is a time that had followed Anu, and Anu was the dad. Enki and Enlil were the brothers. Anu was the dad. That's Papa. Enki and Enlil are brothers. Anu's visited Earth. Under the overall command of Enlil, the Anunnaki have settled to their tasks in the Abzu in Macedonia. The ores, O-R-E-S, are mined and transported, then smelted, S-M-E-L-T-E-D, and refined from a busy spaceport in S-I-P-P-A-R. Shuttlecraft take the precious metals aloft to the orbiting stations operated by the IGI, thence onto the home planet by periodically visiting spaceships. Guys, people like Zechariah Stitchin went to Egypt, went to these places, looked at the scrolls that the scrolls that you guys are just wondering, and they're playing guessing games on the History Channel and channels like that. Respect to you guys, History Channel. I really like you guys. But the guessing games they got y'all playing, these guys like Zechariah Stitchin went and did the work, decoded the scrolls. This is what was going down, whether you like it or not. The Bible told you that fallen angels were coming down here and having good sex with the humans. That's what caused all the confusion. This is the proof. We're in the age of the Aquarius and quantum world, and y'all talk UFO this, UAP this, spaceships this, underwater aliens. Why don't you do your research and you see what's going on here and stop guessing? Let's keep going, man. The complex system of space operations, the complex, that means complicated, system of space operations, the coming and goings by the space vehicles and communication between Earth and Nibiru. I know about 5-10 years ago, everybody was talking about the planet Nibiru. The complex systems of space operations, the coming and goings by the space vehicles, and communication between Earth and Nibiru, while both planets pursue their own destined orbits, is coordinated from Enlil's Mission Control Center in Nippur, Nippur. There atop a raised platform was the dir.ga room, the most restricted holy of holies, quote, end quote, where the vital celestial charts and orbital data panels, the tablet of destinies, quote, end quote, were installed. I don't feel like I need to read that again. I think y'all with me on this one. I think I'm hearing y'all say, just read, brother, read. I got the glasses off. Let's put them back on. Bow. It was into the sacred chamber that a god named Zu gained access. The myth of Zu. It was into the sacred chamber that a god named Zu gained access, seizing the vital tablets and thereby holding in his hands the fate of the Anunnaki on Earth of Nibiru itself. Hold on now. Darn it, hold on now, folks. How many of you have heard the story of Prometheus by a raise of hands? How many of you out there have heard of the story of Prometheus? I feel like I'm messing the name up. Let me say this slow. Prometheus. There we go. How many of you have heard the story of that guy? The story of him is also what they call myths. And remember, history is his story. Mythology is our spiritual story before we became in this physical flesh. Let me say it again. History is his story. Mythology is our spiritual true story before we came into this physical flesh. All right, let's go in. How y'all feeling out there? Y'all good? Y'all loving this? Hit the like button, subscribe. I haven't even really went in yet. Racism does play a part. Color does play a part. Yeah. Our time has been altered. Shout out to my family in Ethiopia. I think they're in what year they in right now? 2017, I think? They're keeping it with the original time. We're supposed to be in 2017, probably a little less than that. I don't know. But we're in 2024 because they altered the time. Not just them, but then you have the Julian calendar, and then there was a law that one of the George Bushes passed that also altered time. I don't want to lose track here, but I just want to bring that back. Where am I here? I don't want to lose track. It was into the sacred chamber that a god named Zu gained access, seizing the vital talents and thereby holding in his hands the fate of the Anunnaki on Earth and of Nibiru itself. Remember, in the Bible it says, "Put no other god before me." There were so many gods that gods were competing. Gods were competing for the attention of the mortals that were down there. Each tribe had their own god. So for some reason, that one god in the Bible had a lot of power where he just convinced a lot of people at once just to worship him. By combining portions, let's read it. Let's get a little foggy in here. By combining portions of Old Babylonian and Assyrian versions of the Sumerian text, a good deal of the tale has been restored, but damaged portions still held the secret of Zu's true identity, as well as an explanation of how he gained access to the Digra. Only in 1979 did two scholars, W.W. Hallo, Hallo, and W.L. Morgan, come up with the answers by using a tablet found in the Babylonian collection of the Yale University to reconstruct the beginning of the ancient tale. I don't mind going in on my videos because somebody needs to go in on us. And what I mean is we need to wake up and smell whatever coffee, whatever alcohol, whatever ammonia to get us to really wake up. While we are being entertained by what celebrities doing this and what celebrities doing this, while we entertained by what politicians doing this, we're living blind. We are living blind. I seen this lady on TikTok, I believe it was. She questioned, were we actually dead? Like, she really questioned, were we actually dead? Like, is this a world where we're just, like, people have to understand that what you call aliens and UFOs, this is our nature. We have been so blind. The veil has been put so heavy and thick on our pineal glands, on the third eye. For you who are watching this, I love you all. It's we the people. It's unity. What you see on TV about these celebrities, about these politicians, is letting you know that we need to wake up. The patriarchal energy is gone. This is a divine feminine. Mama has waken up. Mammy is here. Mammy is returning. What more can I say, man? I'm going to get back to the book. I know you guys are ready for it. But if you're ready for it, please, we the people can change this. We don't have to worry about no government, no religion. Us. We can do this. In Sumerian, the name Zu, S-U, meant he who knows. One expert in certain knowledge. In Sumerian, the name Zu meant, and I quote, he who knows. One expert in certain knowledge. That's what Zu means. When I think of Zu, and I think of this dude that took this talent from the Anunnaki, and also me thinking of Prometheus. If you don't know who Prometheus is, do your research on your own time. And you can leave a comment after you found out who Prometheus is. Remember, I told you this is a race thing here. Whether you want to admit it or not, I haven't even given you some of the best information. If I have to go to an hour, I will, because I know the ones who rock with this university are locked and loaded, my students and my masters. I think of like the Zulu tribe and Shaka Zulu, Zoo. Is there a connection there between the Anunnaki and Zoo? Because remember, it said that the Titans were the adversary of the Anunnaki. Then Brother Bobby said that the Titans are the parents of the guys that are running around here now. So, are the Anunnaki our children? The gods that everybody's talking about coming back here now? Or have been here before, that have ruled and governed over the mortals? These are questions, whether you think they're silly or not, have to be asked. In Sumerian, the name Zu, once again S-U, meant, and I quote, he who knows, end quote, one expert in certain knowledge. Several references to the evil hero, here we go. I heard demon, I heard evil. Certain reference to this evil hero of this tale as Anzu. That's his name, Anzu. Not to be confused with Anu, because that was Enlil and Enki's dad. But some dude, some god named Anzu is the one that came up on the Anunnaki. And like Prometheus did with the light, without giving you guys who don't know too much information, demoted from the Anunnaki. Let's keep reading. Once again, his name was Anzu, A-N-Z-U. He, and I quote, he who knows the heavens. Hold on, now he know the heavens? And he taking the tablets of destiny from the Anunnaki? He knows heaven, and he's taking the tablets of destiny from the Anunnaki. Huh. Okay. He who knows the heavens, quote, end quote, suggests a connection with a space program that had linked Earth and Nibiru. If y'all like this, you know what to do. Subscribe, tell a friend to tune in. He who knows, as quote, end quote, suggests a connection with the space program that had linked Earth with Nibiru. NASA, I need y'all to holler at me. Whoever the president's going to be, I need y'all to holler at me. Somebody holler at Trump and Kamala right now. Somebody holler at Trump. Somebody tag Trump and Kamala in this. Mrs. Harris in this. We need answers before anybody get elected. And we the people are that strong before anybody, we still got 2 months or a month and a half before anybody gets elected into that White House. I want the next leader of the free world. I want the next leader of the free world to explain this to the people, or at least we the people want answers so bad, we should have our next leader of the free world lead us to some answers. Because everybody's asking questions about UFOs and ETs. Zechariah Stitch got an answer for us right here. There was a space program back in the day that connect Earth and Nibiru. The same Nibiru that everybody YouTube shorts, and TikToks. Let's get it together, people. Stop playing. You got the answers, but you ain't ready to put the work in. Let's be honest with each other. That's whatever in life. You want a job? Get up, go get it. You want money? You got to go hustle and grind and get it. You want a relationship? You got to put yourself in a situation where you can prepare for a relationship, where you can be loved. You got to love yourself first before you can be looking for love. This is the same thing with this information. Y'all can share this, and I want you to share. I want you to like and subscribe. But if you're really interested in this type of stuff, then it's we the people. It's always going to be we the people. They know that. Suggests a connection with the space program that had linked Earth with Nibiru, and the now restored beginning of the chronicle indeed relates how Zu, an orphan, he was an orphan. What? Zu, an orphan, was adopted by the astronauts who manned the shuttlecraft and orbiting platforms, the Iji, learning from them the secrets of the heavens and of space travel. I want to go back some pages right quick, guys. Hold on. Bear with me now. I ain't going too far. How far am I going? I think I went too. Let me see here. Hold on. What y'all bear with me right quick, please. Listen to this. I'm going to read this part again. These, we believe, were the battle of the gods and the titans of the Greek tales. No one has yet found the meaning of titans. Bobby Hammett, shout out to you. But if the tales had a Sumerian origin, and if so, these guys named them Titan in Sumerian would have literally meant those who haven't lived. Precisely the designation of the Iji. The Iji, I-G-I-G-I, led by Kumarbi. And their adversaries were the Anunnaki. Now let's go back to where we were. So everybody has been given respect to the Anunnaki. As far as giving respect, oh my God, this is wild. This is really wild. All we know is the Anunnaki. All we know is the Anunnaki, Inki, and Enlil. But just like in every movie, sometimes we find out the bad guys, and we're not talking about the Anunnaki at this moment, are the ones, there's a saying, guys, and you know what I'm about to say, the ones who win the war get to tell their own story. We see this in repeated times. So now we know about the Anunnaki, but the Iggy were the ones who I'm going to say are the good guys. But let's keep going to the story. I don't want to throw nothing off. Thank you for rocking with me, by the way. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. We almost at 500 people in the Cosmic Christ University. If you rock with this and you rock with the minister, my metaphysics teaching, with this, I'm just going back to my essence of where I started from 4 years ago when I did YouTube. This is my essence. But as you know, I am an ordained metaphysical minister and also about to become a doctor in metaphysics. But it is always good to bring it back to this because this is what brought me to where I am now. So I thank you guys. Listen to this, family. This is pretty interesting. Remember, Anzu, A-N-Z-U, he who knows the heavens, suggests a connection with the space program that had linked Earth with Nibiru. And the now restored beginning of the chronicle indeed relates how Zu, an orphan, was adopted by the astronauts who manned the shuttlecraft and orbiting platforms, the Iji. I need all of us to research the Iji after we're done with this. And some of you probably researching now, and I ain't mad at you. I-G-I-G-I, the Iji. Learning from them the secrets of the heavens and of space travel. The actions begin as the Iji, and I quote, begin gathering from all parts, end quote, decided to make an appeal to Enlil. Their complaint was that until that time for the Iji, a break taking place has not yet been built. In other words, there simply was no facility on Earth for the rest and recreation of the Iji. This is where I'm starting to say racism started. I'm going in this book. I read this book a couple times over. But now with y'all, I'm really starting to understand this book in real time with y'all. Because I told you, I got a lecture called Galactic Racism when I break some stuff down. But I'm going to show you in a minute, even if it has to go to an hour, where racism plays a part. And I'm starting to think I understand the connection now, galactically, that it plays. As I am real time reading this with you guys. Because in Atlantis, like I told you in chapter 1 of this, and let me see, I'm going to talk to y'all right quick. I'm going to talk to y'all, but I'm going to see if I got, because I got 2 phones, shout out to Kevin Gates. I told you guys about the Rhombodals, Rhomdals. They were this, when you call it melanated, black, whatever you want to call it. They were a hue of black melanated people in Atlantis who were slaves by these Atlanteans. Before the Atlantean days, it was Lemuria, where pretty much all the race was black. My job right now is to read this for you, but what I'm trying to do is multitask so I can give you more information on the Rhombodals. So I thank all of you for your patience. And come on, Google. See, Google try to show off, huh? Google try to show off, huh? You know about getting people what they want, huh? You don't want to know about the truth, huh? Okay, shout out Juvie. Rhombodals, I'm going to put Atlantis. There we go. Let's see what we get right here. Thank y'all for y'all patience. Let's see. Rhombodals. We're going to go back to that one because I don't want to waste the people's time right now. I think I might have found something, but let's finish this off. The action begins as the Igi, being gathered from all parts, decided to make an appeal to Enlil. Their complaint was that until, I quote, until that time for the Igi, a break taking place has not yet been built. A break taking place has not yet been built. Remember, I told you that when the Anunnaki came down here, the Igi, or they were a part of the Anunnaki, a group part of, a sect of the Anunnaki, was down here manning the gold. They were complaining because, man, listen, we came from this amazing place. Now we down here mining this gold. You guys, you royal family, or you guys are going to have to get some more help down here or figure somebody else to do this because we're not doing this. We're not, come on, you kidding me? The first slaves. Let me see if I think I might have found a little something right here. If not, then I'm going to keep going as that loads up. Their complaint was that until that time for the Igi, a break taking place has not yet been built. In other words, there simply was no facility on Earth for the rest and recreation of the Igi. They were just working. No time for relaxing, not even time for having a good time. Where they could relax from the rigors of space and its weightlessness. To voice their complaint, they selected Zu to be their spokesman, sending him to Enlil's center in Nippur. Nippur. Enlil, the father of the gods, in the Duranki, saw him and thought of what the Igi said. As, in the quote, as in his mind, he pondered the request. So Zu came over there and look, man. We've been putting this work in Enlil. Y'all got us down here doing what we're doing. We've been doing it. But listen, man, y'all can't be slaving us out here. We come from the same place y'all come from. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, what we doing? It says, as in his mind he pondered the request, he studied the heavenly Zu closely. Who who was this emissary? Not one of the astronauts and yet wear their uniform. Okay, let's bring that one back. Remember, Zu was an orphan who was adopted by the Igi. So now the Igi told him, yo, go holler at Enlil. Enlil, like, okay. Like, who is this guy, though? He coming to me making these requests. I hear you, but who is he? You know what I mean? He ain't got no proper uniform on. Like, man, who is this guy? It says Enlil's suspicion grew. Ea, aware of Zu's true ancestry, spoke up. He suggested to Enlil that a decision on the request of the Iji could be postponed if Zu were delayed at Enlil's headquarters. And I quote, "Your servants let him enter," end quote, Ea said to Enlil in the sanctuary. "To the innermost seat, let him be the one to block the way." To the words that Ea spoke to him, the god Enlil consented. At the sanctuary, Zu took up his position at the entrance to the chamber Enlil had assigned him. And so it was with Ea's conveyance, Connivance, that an adversary god, a secret descendant of Alu, Alalu, was admitted to Enlil's innermost and most sensitive chamber. We read there that Zeus constantly views Enlil, the father of the gods, the god of the bond heaven earth. His celestial tablet of destinies, Zeus constantly views. As soon as scheme took shape, the removal of Enlil's ship he conceives in his heart. "I will take the celestial tablet of destinies. The decrees of the gods I will govern. I will establish my throne, be master of heavenly decrees. The Iji in their space I will command." And I quote, "His heart having thus plotted aggression, Zeus saw his chance one day as Enlil went to take a coolest swim. He seized the tablet of destiny in his hands," end quote, "and in his bird took off and flew to safety." Birds sound like a UFO to me, but let's keep on going. And the HUR.SAG.MU, which means Mountain of the Sky Chambers. No sooner had this happened than everything came to a standstill. So it seemed like my man Zu pulled a fast one on him, or he got a chance to enter with the gods. Say, "I'm going to get these tablets," and he got the tablets. The moment he did that, everything stood still. Suspended were the divine formulas. The lighted brightness petered out. Silence prevailed. In space, the Iji were confounded. The sanctuary brilliance was taken off. At first, Father Enlil was speechless, quote, end quote. As the communications were restored, the gods on earth gathered one by one at the news, quote, end quote again. Anu on Nibiru was also formed. It was clear that Zu must be captured and the tablet of destinies restored to the DIR-GA. That's what it says. That's what it says. But who would do it? Several of the younger gods known for their valor were approached, but none dared track Zu to the distant mountain, for he was now as powerful as Enlil. Having also stolen the brilliance of Enlil, quote, end quote, as he opposes him, shall become as clay. So now, since Zu had the tablets, he was more powerful than Anunnaki. Imagine somebody having the tablets of destiny today. Imagine that type of power. Wow. Let's keep it going on. It says, once again, for he was now as powerful as Enlil, having also stolen the brilliance of Enlil. And he who opposes him shall become as clay. At his brilliance, the gods waste away. Quote, end quote. It was then that Nurta, Ninurta, Enlil's legal heir, stepped forth to undertake the task, for as his mother Sud, Sud, has pointed out, Su deprived not only Enlil, but also Nurta of the Enlil ship. They got the mama involved now. Mama has stepped in. Mama said, y'all better get that tablet of destiny, because not only is you messing up Enlil's chances of being, or Enlil's position of royalty that he was already holding on to, but now you messing up my son's chances of becoming the next in heir. So y'all better get going and get Zu. Y'all better get Zu. Stop playing with me. Once they got mama involved, you know she wasn't playing. What? All right, let's go back in. Zu had pointed out, Zu deprived not only Enlil, but also Nurta of the Enlil ship. She advised him to attack Zu in his hideaway mountain, also with a weapon of brilliance, quote, end quote, but to do so only after he was able to approach Zu behind a dust screen. To achieve the latter, she lit Nura, or Nin, I'm just saying Nin, N-I-N. She lent Nin her own 7 whirlwinds that stirred up the dust. With his battle courage grown firmer, Nin repaired to Mount Hazy, H-A-Z-Z-I, the mountain encountered in the Kambari Tales, where he hitched to his chariot his 7 weapons, attached the whirlwind that stirred up the dust, and set out against Zu to launch a terrifying war, a fierce battle. Zu and Nin met at the mountainside. When Zu perceived him, he broke out in rage. With his brilliance, he made the mountain bright as daylight. He let loose rays, R-A-Y-S, rays in a rage. Unable to identify his challenger because of the dust unable to identify his challenger because of the dust storm, Zu shouted to Nin. Let me read that again. Unable to identify his challenger because of the dust storm, Zu shouted to Nin, I have carried off all authority, the decrees of the gods. I now direct. Who art thou to come fight with me? Explain thyself. But Nin continued to advance aggressively against Zu, announcing that he was designated by Anu himself to seize Zu and restore the tablets of destiny. Hearing this, Zu cut off his brilliance, and the face of the mountains was covered with darkness. Unafraid, though, Nin entered the gloom. From the breast of his vehicle, he let loose a lightning at Zu. But the shot could not approach Zu. It turned back. With the power Zu had obtained, no lightning bolt could approach his body. Okay, Zu. So, I quote, the battle was still, the conflict ceased, the weapons were stopped in the midst of the mountain. They vanquished not Zu. They couldn't stop Zu. Stalemated, Nin asked his younger brother, Ishkur, also known as ADAD, to obtain the advice of Enlil. Ishkur, the prince, took the news of the battle to Enlil. Enlil instructed Ishkur to go back and tell Nin, and I quote, in the battle, do not tire, prove thy strength. More practically, he sent Nin pretty much a missile. It's called TILLU, a missile. It's got a hieroglyph of, I'm gonna just show you guys. There's a hieroglyph. Can you see that? A hieroglyph of what this missile looked like back in the day. They put it on a hieroglyph. We can see that. To attach the stormer that shoots the project. This is pretty much, they put it on a damn spaceship. He sent Nin a missile to attach to the stormer that shoots the projectile. This is Star Wars all over again. Nin, in his whirlwind bird, he said, should then come come as close as possible to the bird, Zu, until they are wing to wing. Then he should aim the missile at the pinions of Zu's whirlwind bird and let the missile fly like a let the missile fly like a lightning. When the fiery brilliance will engulf the pinions, his wings will vibrate like butterflies, then will Zu be vanquished. The final battle scenes are missing from all the tablets. I bet they are. It says the final battle scenes are missing from all the tablets, but we know that more than one world bird, quote, unquote, participated in the combat. Fragments of duplicates found in the ruins of a Hittite archive at a site now called Sultan Tepe tell us that Nin arrayed 7 whirlwinds which stirred up the dust, armed his chariot with, look like 3 winds, quote, unquote, weapons, and attacked Zu, as suggested by his father. The earth shook. It became dark. The skies became black. The pinions of Zu were overcome, quote, unquote. Zu was captured and brought back before Enlil in Nippur. The Tablet of Destinies was reinstalled. Reinstalled like it was a computer or something. Reinstalled like it was a computer or something. Where it belonged is what it says. Lordship again entered the accused. The divine formulas were returned. The capture Zu was put on trial before a court martial consisting of 7 great Anunnaki. He was found guilty and sentenced to death. Then his Vanisher cut his throat. Many depictions were found showing the trial scene in which Zu, on account of his association with the Engi astronauts, was dressed up as a bird. An archic relief found in central Mesopotamia illustrated the actual execution of Zu. This would show Zu, who belongs to those who observe and see, as a demonic cock with an extra eye in the forehead, and I'll show you that. And I think I'm going to stop there. I think I'm going to stop there. I want to thank y'all for y'all patience, truly. Thank y'all for your patience, truly. There will be a part 3. Because I haven't even went in about race. I haven't even went in on about race. And the role that race played with the Anunnaki. Because it goes really deep. So I thank y'all for tuning in. Continue to rock with the channel. Continue to rock with the university. And I'll be seeing y'all soon, family. Peace.